everyone. Welcome to the Sports Blog on the Greater STL Sports Network. Robert Bolsey here with you. You can tweet me at RBolseyJR. You can tweet the network at Greater STL. As seen, you can find us on Facebook, Greater STL, one word, Sports Network. You can find us on YouTube, same way. That's just about anywhere. I'm updating stuff. I found some better podcasting stuff where I can get more podcasts on Google Play, except for the 2 or 3 that I can only put up. And really, sometimes only 2 at the very most, and that's if I keep it as little as I can. Which sometimes I do. Sometimes I went 2 hours the other night. I didn't even mean to. And the last half hour is me complaining about everything and doing some shit I shouldn't, saying some stuff I shouldn't have said. I did miss something on there though. And before we really gonna get in this show about, and I might just move this on later, but I talked about Major League 3 in the last episode, and I got to thinking, like, is Charlie Sheen gonna miss this by not putting Danny McBride in there from the Eastbound and Down? My cousin posted something the other day, and I kind of forgot about Danny McBride. I should have brought that up during the show, but yeah. Anyways, you can check out the website gstlsn.wix.com/314, and there you can download audio, watch the videos. I'm going through some updating things. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for one person. But this is a show that's going to happen that I never thought would ever happen. Like when I first started this, it was mostly going to be sports. But this is something that I kind of never thought I would even think about doing. But with politics and everything going on the way it is, it's kind of annoying me. And then when I look for weird news and stuff, like I just go through websites, I might go through I go through Associated Press, STL Today, Google News, all of it. Huffington Post, which this story I'm going to talk about came from. I didn't find it on Huffington Post, of course, because Huffington Post is a bunch of random crap. But you might as well talk about what's in the news. If I'm going to do more than 1 or 2 a week, there's really no point. We're just talking sports all the time because it's not the only thing that everybody's interested in. And maybe nobody's interested in this shit. Maybe everybody wants to hear sports from this show. I highly don't care. It's my show. But I tend not to care. But I found a story on Yahoo when I was looking for this stuff. Which it wouldn't usually catch my eye, but then I seen the headline, and then I started actually reading the story, and it kind of pissed me off in the long run. Now, this is from the HuffPost. David Lohr, I'm guessing, wrote the story. That's what Yahoo says, so I'm guessing that's the HuffPost guy who wrote it. But even the title kind of catchy. After shaming a pregnant senior for 8 months, Christian High School says she won't walk at graduation. I wanted to see why. So I'm going to read you a story. It's going to be a long story, and then I'm probably going to rant and rave for a little bit. Who knows? 10 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. Who knows? An hour. Who knows? This is going to be based mostly on religion. Like, something I never thought I'd talk about on the show because everybody has their own thoughts about religion and all that. And, what you think is what you think, and that's good. And I might as well throw out some thoughts on it. But this story really fucked me up when I read it. Like, it really, like what do people think? But let me get to the story. And this is from Yahoo News. You can look it up. It's also in the HuffPost. It was written May 25th. A Maryland Christian school has barred an 18-year-old senior from walking to next month's graduation ceremony because she is pregnant. Maddie Ruckles, who is a straight-A student, said she became pregnant 5 months ago. She said she expected some punishment, but also support from officials at the non-Dominical Heritage Academy in Hagerstown. Ruckles said in January, when she and her parents notified the school about her pregnancy, she was immediately dismissed. When her parents appealed the decision, they were told she could come back but would have to continue her studies at home after spring break. A second appeal from the family resulted in the school's final decision, removing her from all leadership positions. She was a student council president and also vice president of the Glee Club, and banning her from walking in her graduation ceremony. Heritage strict policies require students to sign a pledge in which they agree to protect their bodies by abstaining from sexual immorality and from the use of alcohol, tobacco, and illegal drugs, according to the school's website. David Hobbs, administrator of Heritage, addressed recent criticism in a statement released earlier this week. According to Hobbs, Ruckles was punished not because she's pregnant, because she was immoral. So she's immoral. Ruckles countered that her punishment is much more severe than what has been doled out to others who have broken the pledge. Sexual immorality is just not limited to premarital sex, she says. This is many different forms of it, and has been other kids committing forms of sexual immorality, and they've never been treated this harshly. In a statement, Hobbs claimed the school wanted to keep the matter private to protect first Maddie, then Heritage. However, Ruckles said Hobbs planned to notify the students that she has broken the rules. She said she didn't want her classmates to hear from him, so she volunteered to read a prepared statement to her classmates. And if you see my facial expressions, if you don't watch the video, it was before my parents and about 70 students, my whole high school, Ruckles said. I immediately started crying. I was embarrassed that I had to stand before all my peers and admit what I had done. When I finished reading it, Hobbs got up and read off this punishment he saw fit. In March, Ruckles contacted the pro-life group Students for Life of America. The organization's president, Christine Hawkins, said after speaking with the teen and her parents, she contacted Hobbs and asked him to reconsider letting the high school senior walk the graduation ceremony scheduled for June 2nd. He basically said, "This is a private decision, and who are you to come in and try to change that?" Hawkins told the HuffPost. School administration has ignored online campaigns supporting Ruckles and direct pleas from her parents, Hawkins said. Hawkins' father declined to comment Thursday. HuffPost was instead directed to the Facebook books attributed to him. Despite what some may think, Maddie nor her mother and I have advocated that she's not being disciplined for her actions, he wrote. My daughter should be held accountable, but grace and love should be more prominent. The Post criticized the school's decision to wait till the end of the year to fully discipline his daughter, given her confession and had been made months earlier. To the detractors, ask yourself how restoration can take place when you put your students' punishment at the very end of their high school career, he wrote. When do you plan to show Maddie the love and grace that is supposed to be taking place after discipline? According to Hobbs, the school showed Ruckles grace by not expelling her. She will still receive her diploma and still presented to attend graduation but cannot participate. We love Maddie, Hobbs said. The best way to love her right now is to hold her accountable for immortality that began this situation. But the explanation doesn't satisfy Ruckles. You can't claim to be pro-life and be against killing of babies, but then try to toss a girl out who decides to keep her baby just because the situation does not meet your standards, she said. It does not sit well with her supporters. There's a lot of young men and women watching their transpire, and they've set a really awful example, Hawkins said. This is why it's important to make this stupid matter public, to show every student this is not acceptable behavior, and certainly not acceptable Christian behavior. However, Christian campuses across the country will see this story and revalidate how they handle these situations. And the original article was in HuffPost. Let's start this off. Now, do I believe that there's a God? Of course. Do I believe, and not of course, not everybody believes that, but I do. Now, how do you think that Jesus was born? I mean, if you're this Christian, so much Christian, how do you think that? Now, what was Jesus' best friend? Just to be a smartass about this topic to start it off. Prostitute, right? I mean, am I right or wrong about that? That story right there is the problem and why people are so effed up. I'm not down you. If you go to church every day, or every day, every week, or twice a week, or 3 times a week, do you? That's great. If it gives you something to believe in and you need something to believe in to surpass your life, that's understandable. Like, if I would say I had a religion, it would be Christianity, no doubt. Like, all this other shit about, like, you know, they claim there's a higher power, but your higher power can be anything. That's bullshit. Like, when I was on vacation, we'll call it, I can't remember what I called it the other day. I had vacation, then I had my retreat. There we go. But vacation. I'm talking about like higher powers, and like someone made their higher power a doorknob because it opens the door and you can walk your way into a new life. Bullshit. But this is why religion is bullshit. For statements I just said about how to was Jesus, and I mean, babies just don't. They have to be put there. In general, I mean, in general, from what I know. Now, how did Maddie get there? It's another story. Maddie Hawkins, or whatever her name is, I already forgot her fucking name. I don't really care. But the girl from the story, how'd she get in there? So how do you know her family situation? Her family could tell you anything to get her in the fucking school that they want her in. But you're making yourself almost a higher power by saying this is the rules. This is how, and you're telling other people how to live and react to their religion. Well, for saying that, how they should, aren't you basically saying that they should bow down to you, which is against the Ten Commandments, essentially, right? I mean, I'm just saying. So, the same thing that you're preaching, you're not doing. But you want to sit there and preach, like the rest of these people do, and try to tell you, and then say that what she did, not that she's pregnant's not immortal, but what she did to get pregnant's immortal. So essentially, you're saying that Jesus is who forgave a prostitute. Now you're telling me that Jesus is immortal. That's what I get out of this. Essentially, you're telling me that you know everything about her whole life throughout, and that she had to grow up this certain way and fucked up. You're telling me that you know that her parents didn't have premarital sex or anything like that, that her grandparents, blah blah blah, all the way down the line. So you're preaching this to me. Wait, and you're saying you make the rules. Well, if you believe in that, doesn't God make the rules? Well, shouldn't God punish her in her own way, but you're punishing her? So you're trying to be another God. Don't worship any other gods before me. But you're trying to have people bow down to you. Now, religion's dumb in general. Like, is it really believable? And if you believe it, good for you. Good for you. But is it believable? This motherfucker got a magic stick and part of the seas. Is that believable? Like, God just didn't do it himself. Like, saying, nah, you're a part. No, he had to get someone else to use a fucking magic wand. Abracadabra, motherfucker. Part the fucking water. You tell me that same motherfucker built a boat by himself. Grabbed every animal in the fucking world. Grabbed every child and mother and blah, blah, blah. Put them all on this boat. And they went on there for however long it was. On this fucking. And nothing, they all was good. And just one day, it just stopped and the floods went away. You tell me where that's believable. You're telling me that something's immortal, yet how everyone's created, how you were created, is immortal. But she's not being punished for having them. It's what she did have, the baby's immortal. That makes no fucking sense. What if she didn't get pregnant? Would you ever know? Would anything ever happen? No, she got pregnant. Do you know anything about this girl's life? Of what happened with anything, blah, blah. For this to happen, to say she did something more. I mean, people have sex, bro. I mean, I guess that you and your wife, I don't know what the fuck you do. I don't know what you did as a kid. You must have had a rough fucking childhood if you think it's immoral. To believe in something this much is beyond belief. It's beyond belief. To believe everything in the Bible is beyond belief. Yeah, you're basically saying you do, but you are going against the Bible in general. Now, is the Bible, could some other stories be true? I mean, any story could be true. Your social studies story. I mean, that's basically what the Bible is in general. It's a social studies book. That's what it is. It's a bunch of random stories put together by random fucking people that said this is what happened. And you're supposed to believe all of it. Yeah, you can't. Because they can take the fucking shit out of the social studies books if they don't want you to believe it happened or act like it never happened. But yeah, I'm supposed to sit here and believe this bullshit. Abracadabra. Part deceased. You tell me where that makes any sense in general. At least in social studies and science and all that, basically with all of that, basically with the Bible is, at least there's something that could defend it, maybe. There's all people that could say it never happened. There's two sides to every story, is what I'm saying. But in religion, there's 45 billion different sides to every freaking story. And you tell me how I'm supposed to believe that. You know, they're asking to believe there's 900 gods. You got Allah, you got God, you got. Like, the two closest religions, Catholic and Christianity, they don't even want to be put together. Yet they're going off the same book. Yet you don't want to be put together. There's different rules somehow to this same book. And then all of a sudden we come up with different. Well, this is the original version. This is the King James version. So you're telling me it's a social studies book. That's what it is. You're telling me that I could go to this church and this church, get two different stories, and I'm somehow supposed to make a decision on that. And tell me how it happened. No, but let's just say you got a chick, her family's in the religion, and they go to be a Protestant or Lutheran or whatever. Now I'm getting three different stories of how things work. Now, if you read the Bible, which I have read most of the Bible, shit here and there, it says God forgives you 7 times 7, I think, or 12. I've said this before: 7 times 7 or 12 times 12 for your sins, right? And that's the reason that Jesus died on the cross. But yet we somehow are supposed to believe that in the long run there's a hell. That makes zero sense to me. So if you forgive, now I'm not saying that there's not a different, maybe there's different sections of what is we call the afterlife. But even the religion that Jesus was in, at least you come back as some fucking animal or something. And there's religions that believe Jesus was a goat or sheep or whatever. I'm supposed to believe all this. You I understand your school has rules. You feel like you have something, but you're taking something away and calling it immortal. How you not being immortal by not forgiving the girl? When it says forgive everybody, when it says treat your neighbor as you would treat thyself, so you want that shit taken from you. You want let's just say you did something immoral, and they throw you in prison. Yet you don't get a trial because someone feel like they should take that. You can show up to the court. You can watch everybody else go through their trial, but you're not gonna get one. You're not gonna get your day. Just like you're saying this girl should. Makes sense, right? No. Now, I'm also supposed to believe that after Jesus died, God's supposed to forgive me for everything. I'm supposed to get dipped in a bathtub full of water or in a lake somewhere, and all of a sudden all my sins are forgiven. That's the way to do it because that's what Jesus did, right? No, he got put on a cross, got stoned, and went into a cave. So, so you're telling me that I'm supposed to get put in this water and I come out free because I'm getting held by a pastor. You, me, your mom, your dope fiend cousin, your alcoholic uncle, your murderer niece, whatever. In the long run, as long as we go to basically a trial, we can all become pastors. So everything that I did immoral, and let's just say I went and got baptized and I'm free of all my sins, and I go tell these church leaders that I should be your pastor because this is what I believe in. And I could be lying the whole fucking way. I had a pastor when I was younger that cheated on his wife. He was still a pastor though. He didn't give a fuck. Nobody struck him down as moral because, as in politics, as in religion, it's all about money. And that's all it is. These churches that get grants, free fucking shit from everybody. Yet I'm supposed to give you 10% of my salary. Just so you can survive. So you can pay somebody $100,000 a year that tells me, and they're telling me the same thing every fucking year. And they're just flipping through the social studies book, reading random verses, and then this is their explanation of it. Get Mary fucking Joe or John Paul Luke or whoever, Robert fucking Bowlesby, can look at that and do the same thing. But because we're not called a pastor or a deacon or whatever, it makes no sense what we say. So basically, I'm supposed to believe everything you say and then give you money so you can get paid for working at the most 3 days a week. What's it like Wednesday, Saturday, and Fridays? What most churches run. A good fucking salary. You should see you see these churches to believe everything you say. It's unbelievable. Religion is politics. It's politics. It's not shown on CNN, not shown on this. It's shown on late night TV to say this pastor can heal you by putting his hand on his forehead because God gave him the power. Essentially, what a pastor is what are the tarot readers or psychics is or whatever. Same fucking thing. God gave them a power to do something too. So you should believe everything they say and pay them a bunch of money. Miss Cleo, whoever. They got Hollywood Media on now on E, which is hyped up to the fullest extent. That's what it is. You're putting your mind Religion, all it is a mind fuck. You're putting your mind to believe something so much to think there's something better when you could just do it yourself. You can interpret things in your own way. Well, so let's just say you do everything. Let's just say it's all immoral. You have people die in your family. Have you had your dog die? Why would God do that to you if you've done everything right? It's, it's just a great promise that you do everything right and you'll be forever grateful. Or forever empowered, I guess. And you see, like 90% of the time, when a pastor gets old and starts, he just passes it off to his son. When I was on my vacation, I thought I'd like Billy Graham, biggest guy in the world, nicest guy, all that. His son, high school guy, talked about all this crap he did. And I went to a church service to do this, just to get a reprieve from my vacation. And a pastor handed. Now this is a pastor I could kind of fucking believe. Like this could happen. And I wish I had that. I have that paper around here somewhere. I should find this thing and read. But Franklin Graham, I think his name was. But he went to school. He went to college and did drugs and did all this and that and the other. And then he became a pastor. So he did all these things. You're telling me that just because he stopped doing these things, he got put in the bathtub, that he's all of a sudden some great fucking person? Because his dad was? I don't believe in worshiping people. I mean, you see what some of these pastors fucking do. The Jonesville guy had women and children, thousands of people go to this retreat, drinks some Kool-Aid. Did he do it? Look at your pastor right now, and he could tell you all these things. Do you think he falls and would do all these things he tells you that for you to do? Highly doubt it, bro. That's what some of these people might live this great life and luckiness and all that. And more power to them. They made their lives better. You don't think they ever did something no fucking more? And I said ill fucking more. Immoral? You don't think this fucking teacher from Heritage College in whatever city it goddamn was, Christian school, you think he's some great person? Like, either this dude's not getting no fucking pussy, or he's just got a shitty fucking life. He takes it out on some teen when she's at one of the most vulnerable times in her life. So she's 18 years old and pregnant. So we're gonna just take it the fuck out on her. And not only are we gonna do it, we're gonna take it to a whole new level where I say I'm putting it in public notice for everybody to see and hear. Just shame her. And you're supposed to forgive every fucking body. You tell me if that's not goddamn fucked up. And I'm supposed to believe in this shit. I'm supposed to sit here and run my life around this. And that's what they all want you to do. That's what every single religion wants you. They want you to put your life in this and into this religion so much you give 10% of your money, you bow down, you listen to everything your pastor says, you do all this, you go to every church. That never made nobody's life fucking better to go to every church function. You don't think that there's dolphins that went to church their whole lives? I grew up in religion my whole life until I was 15 years old. Every weekend I was at my grandma's house going to church. If it's so effing great, then why do people have bad times? Now, I understand there's going to be obstacles in the way and you have to jump over them sometimes. You got to have a thing called willpower, but isn't willpower in your mind? same thing with fucking religion is. It's in your mind. Same thing that politics are in your mind. The problem is with this willpower thing, it's not to jump over. I have to actually work to go these out. In this religion thing, I'm just supposed to sit here and just do everything you say and give you money. It's politics. I'm supposed to believe that this politician in the 20th fucking district of Missouri, I don't know what district I'm in, I'm just making this up and as I go along. But he's gonna help me out. Me, just me, not every single body fucking up. And that's what this religion is supposed to do. This, and I'm supposed to follow this book to a T, and nothing will go wrong. Because now I have the willpower of God. This world wouldn't be shitty, bro. You wouldn't have to trip over obstacles if everything you say I'm supposed to do. You're gonna tell me this guy? I want to know if this guy ever had a drink of liquor. I want to know if this guy ever did anything. Got a ticket. If he got a ticket, then he need to be fired. Essentially what he's saying. Because if he got a ticket, he wasn't following the rules. He wasn't following the law. Essentially, he wasn't following God. He lost his willpower, just like she did when she got banged. And now she's gonna have a kid. And you... it just doesn't make any sense. You think somehow he's gonna be better for this? That he's somehow better and get eyes of God? Ain't God's kind of thing kind of forgive and fucking forget? Or I guess forgive and forget, but never forget in general. Don't do this stupid shit again after you know. But if I believe in all this shit, then I'm thinking that I'm going to heaven because God's trying to forgive me for everything. I'm not sure I really keep doing the fucking shit. That's the difference. That's the slight problem where I'm at. But what else is immoral? Can you tell me what if smoking weed is immoral? Does it say in the Bible that smoking weed is immoral? Now it says don't have sex till you're married. But does it say if I don't, I'm going to hell? This is the things where I'm at. When someone has a question mark after it, then I have a slight problem in believing it, which everybody should. Like some of these things, they say masturbation is immoral. Well, making myself happier, ain't that what you're supposed to do? I mean, I'm just being serious. You tell me where that it tells me everything I do at some point is not immoral. Or what is? Can I get a list? Because they don't list it in the fucking Bible. Did they tell me that doesn't that seem immoral if you were to break up with your girlfriend just because you seen another chick walking down the street? And it's because she's just a girlfriend though. You're not married. You're not cheating on her. You broke up with her just because you saw something better. Is that immoral? Smoking weed immoral? Drinking immoral? Running the stoplight down the street immoral? I want a list. Can you give me a list? Can I walk up to a pastor right now? And he gives me a list of all these things? Am I supposed to believe everything he says? Because it's not in the big book of law. The book that you believe. The book that you're preaching to me. And telling me you follow all these same fucking rules, but you're out fucking the next door neighbor whenever your wife leaves for work. Because you ain't got no, because that's their job. Is to be a preacher. They don't need another job. You get paid $80,000-$90,000 a year. They're like a politician who make up their own rules as they go and can talk. Ask Linda McMahon, who's a politician right now, why it takes so long for John Cena and Nikki Bella to get married. Well, I can't think, why did it take so long for God to make me happy? When things have a question mark on them, they're kind of hard to believe. So do I go try Christianity and believe that? Do I go try being Catholic and believe that? Do I try to go be You tell me, does the book give me an exact thing? Because they all tell you that God says in this book that there's different versions of it. Nobody ever really knows the book because it's translated in so many different ways and so many different words. Does it tell me what religion I should be from? So some of y'all preach the same religion? Well, there's a thought for you. Now, I wonder if a preacher's ever been asked this. And what was his answer? You see some of the bigger churches now, they just claim to be that they're preaching the good book. But it's all thoughts and theories. In a book of thoughts and theories. When you have a bunch of chapters written by a bunch of different people, that somehow they all immaculately say the same thing. Kind of fishy. Kind of fishy, and you can't do this and that and the other, but Jesus' girlfriend's a prostitute. Essentially, isn't eating meat? I guess the Bible, I want to know this passage is he eating meat. So then he's breaking the rules because that's murdering a cow. But I bet he'll tell me smoking weed is, yet the weed comes from the ground, which God made the plant. It's unbelievable stuff, bro. The least unbelievable thing is that we have a creator. That's the least unbelievable. We have a creator. We had somebody that made us from something. I mean, Adam Eve's almost not believed. Oh man, I'm gonna believe it that he took my rib and made a woman. Because we're superior. Would he plant the fucking the rib in the ground? You see what I'm saying? And you show me all these things, I'm not supposed to believe there's fucking dinosaurs. It's disputable evidence. That's what the Bible is. That's what the Big Bang Theory is. Because I went around to see it and know who's the fuck's to tell me. Basically anything that happened before, I guess, before you were born, to you and me should be disputable evidence. Because someone else told the story. Someone else seen the story. And it's multiple stories from multiple different people. You think that the average social studies book is the same? You think every science book is the same? Because they run results on these science tests, and everybody, WashU comes up with this, and Harvard comes up with this, and you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. And then things like slavery and stuff like that. Is there any guarantees that they didn't have slaves back then? That makes it what it sounds like. Like some of these people to Noah were slaves, or some of these people to this person were slaves, or these 7 disciples could have been slaves. I was believing that some of this shit could have happened. Of course it is. Who's to tell me? It's something I didn't see. It's something that you didn't see, or the person before you didn't fucking see. So I'm supposed to fucking believe one person with one fucking word in a book that's written 200 fucking different times in multiple languages and multiple translations? Yeah, you're the one that's telling me what's immoral and what's not? It's fucked up shit. It really is. there's no point to even trying to believe in religion. Believe in what you believe in. That's the only way you're gonna be fucking happy. Why is that allowed to be happy? You're telling me I can't be happy. Maybe that girl enjoyed the fucking sex. Tell me she didn't. God wants you to be happy, right? Huh. Yeah, I'm having some guy telling me there's a principal at some fucking school where he makes probably all kinds of money. And they get donations and all this. That's not more to take from people that because you made them believe in something? You force them to try to believe it and you're taking their money? From the poor, from the weak? But I'll give it back when I can. Which never fucking happens. Yeah, we'll run a food pantry once a week, but we just got, you know, $10,000 in communion or whatever. Some of these bigger, not even the bigger churches. You can read it and they put it in the back. This is the money we got this week, and they run a food pantry once a week. That they get free food from the fucking grocery stores. You're gonna tell me I'm supposed to believe all this shit? That makes no sense to me. So it's just my thoughts. You believe what you want. Be happy. Believe that there is an afterlife. Believe that there's something better after this. So if there is a hell and this is my hell, I'm fucked, bro. Let me tell you. I'm one of them people that are fucked. But according to the Bible, God wouldn't do that to me. So, it just pisses me off. That's what really got to me. That someone could tell me not to worship something, but you want some people to worship your fucking law that you made up. And then say, well, and then blast it out to everybody by saying, well, this is the way it's going to work because I want everybody to know.
Golf is a mental game. To be focused, you have to become.
Because you think you're better than somebody. Oh, because I suspended this girl because she got pretty. Look at me. God's going to love me. No, because you want to ruin somebody's life? That someone should love you for that? Someone should forgive you for ruining this girl's life and blasting where it's all over in the news? You look so fucking special. But he don't see that because he thinks he believes it. He believes he's better than somebody because he's the leader. Who made you the fucking God, bro? Who made you the leader? Who made you fucking Jesus? That's what you're saying. You're saying basically you're in control and you're in control and following God's word. You tell me what work did he tell you to do this work? You can't. You can't at all. You can't tell you nothing but lies. And like it or not, this is my thoughts. I don't really. You think whatever you want. Be happy. That's essentially what it is. We're gonna take a break and we'll come right back on Sports Blog, Greater STL Sports Network. Hello and welcome back to the Sports Blog and the Greater STL Sports Network. Robert Bolsey here with you. You can tweet me at RBolseyJR to the Greater STL Sports Network at Greater STLSN. Or you can find us on Facebook. We do have a phone line. You can text or call, leave voicemail, whatever you think. 636-517-3660. So there's 43 minutes on religion. I know how I feel. But why not do some fun stuff? And segment that I like to do every now and then, that we're going to do all year, and probably going to move it on to the football show, is Fuck the Rams Weekly. Now, if you heard they haven't moved the stadium back, which made the NFL move the Super Bowl back a year, well, it's CBSSports.com had a little thing about the owners, and the NFL kind of miffed about the situation. There's plenty of chatter at the recently completed NFL owners meetings in Chicago, as expected, as the announcement for the late last week that the Rams and Chargers' new stadium in Inglewood, California would be delayed by a year and unable to open for the 2019 season as expected. Sources told me, and this is Jason LaCanfora, some sources told Jason LaCanfora, the NFL was a bit miffed about this, especially given how much work was done behind the scenes to give these franchises to LA and then bestowing them with the Super Bowl on top of that. The decision not to waive the statute that a stadium must be operational for at least 2 years before it can host a Super Bowl was seen as a no-brainer, especially with Inglewood already being well behind schedule, and there was some abundant support for moving back the Super Bowl to Los Angeles until the 2021 season. The Rams informed the league and other owners at the meeting that they are currently 7.5 weeks behind schedule on the stadium and blamed the unusually rainy weather in Southern California for delays. That continues to be met with skepticism by others in the NFL, especially those cold weather teams who have already constructed stadiums on time in the past decade or two. It has to be something else, one exec said. You're behind 8 weeks because of the rain, and there's no way you can make that up over 2+ years. You don't already have some of those contingencies built in. El Nino? That's the story they're sticking with, but we're not buying it. I think it was probably always an ambitious day from the start, and one couldn't hit. But I could see what initially want that target. I could see why they would want that target initially out there. Some other clubs are wondering if the Chargers will really play 3 full seasons of this stuff, considering Carson, given that the current seats just 27,000 people, and are surmised that in 2019 both Chargers and Rams will be in Los Angeles Coliseum as they try to get their fan base ready for the launch of the 2020 season in that facility. Oh, you're just catching on, owners? You're just catching on that Stan Kroenke's a dumbass fucking idiot? Kevin Denmo's we didn't know that. But here in St. Louis, we knew that they were a bunch of idiots that didn't know football and liars. Huh. We just not figured that out. Funny stuff. I mean, what else can you say? Funny stuff. And I hope it gets pushed back another year. And the funny thing, the owner said El Nino. And they said they're only 7 weeks behind, so I don't know. Like, when were they expecting to open? Kind of like what I just bitched about before. Huh? Believable? And now the Chargers are fucked. Probably went a year too early. Could have stayed in San Diego long enough. Why didn't it stay until the stadium was, so they know the dates? Just tells you that Dean Spanos was lied to. And now he's stuck in his fucking situation. How do you resolve that? By letting them play in a soccer stadium and basically the Coliseum, which isn't really an NFL stadium, with all the seats that they got that they can't fucking fill. Why wouldn't the Chargers have played there anyways? I mean, that helps Stan Kroenke in the long run too. I mean, I guess rent's higher and you don't have the fan space in Los Angeles for the Chargers. You do the Rams, so why not go to fill 27,000 seats pretty easily? And football games, anyways. You got them stuck in a soccer stadium for the oh, we did not know that you lied to us. Funny stuff. Just so as usual, fuck Stan Kroenke, fuck Kevin Denmo, fuck the LA Rams, fuck the Rams Weekly. Now, did you see the story about the kid in Atlanta getting his balls full because his dad interfered in the game? Them are fighting terms. The security guard basically took the ball away from the kid. Now, the kid was reimbursed with actually a signed baseball, and they also invited the kid to another game for his birthday. So, in the long run, next time I go to a fucking baseball game, I'm interfering. And bring my kids, too. You gotta bring the daughter. I got a boy and a girl, so I gotta bring the daughter, though. you know, get a little more sympathy with the girl, you know, give her the ball, you know, a little more emotional. She can start crying, you know, try to figure out where the camera angles are. So, you know, the camera's gonna be looking right at you. So, you know, have her turn instead of looking at the security, you know, and then turn right around and, you know, do a little acting for the camera. Which they were allowed to go back to their seats where they were sitting over so they could get a ball. They had another chance to get one. I don't know if I could sit in those fucking seats if I ever. But I will come on. I will find a way. Promise you that. If I gotta do something, I don't care. I gotta go to a fucking chicken wing kind of something. But let's just say, in general, that didn't. Me and that security guard would fight. I promise you that. If they're gonna number one, because I didn't know that they were gonna give the guy his seat back, and they supposedly did when they finished the game out. I guess he got rid of, you know, he got a disciplinary thing. I don't know what exactly happened. Look at the story on ESPN. They don't give you much. But if that happened like in a real life situation, like I'm gonna get kicked out and you took the ball from my kid, or fight. I don't know what if I'm gonna make you feel like you lost the ball. You know, I'll look at my kid and say, I'm gonna hit this guy. You need to, when he drops the ball, just pick it up and run. Go to a desk somewhere. But act like you don't have that ball. But of course, they made it right. The Braves didn't want to look bad. And that's, I mean, and now with these days, with everything that can be thrown, and I keep saying these days like I'm 95 years old, which sometimes I feel. I really do. But I'm glad the kid was made whole. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if that situation happened, I'm fighting the security guard. I'm fighting every security guard. I don't know if the guy was drunk, make him do it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They made him interfere with the game. I mean, if you're at a baseball game, most likely you know the rules. Most likely you know that you're not supposed to touch the ball if it's fair or foul, or if it's a fair ball. I mean, it's different when you're kind of reaching over the wall for a home run or a foul ball, but you know if the ball's on the ground, you're most likely gonna know. Which sometimes these umpires are slow with the calls. You're not really paying attention. You see the ball hit, you're kind of looking the other way. You're not really looking at the umpire, so it's understandable what was done. But 90% of the time you're gonna know unless you're drunk, and then you're just doing whatever he's fit at that time. Which most people sitting in those seats probably got no money to get drunk. But we ain't a security guard fight. I don't care how big he is. I'm fighting for my motherfucking kids and their ball. Take the ball from my kid, motherfucker. That's what the Cardinal game. Cardinals like to hire these 80 fucking 5-year-old ushers. I dare that usher to touch my kid. Trying to grab the ball from him. That ain't happening, bro. You better call the whole St. Louis City police force. I don't care if I go to jail. I got parents come pick up the kid. Sure ain't letting his mom fucking pick him up. Her, whatever. Definitely her. Is that bad? Is it really that bad? Like, as a guy. And this is how I try. Like, not that I treat my kids any different in like usual situation birthday, but I mean, don't you have kind of like a more of a feeling towards the girl than you do the boy, just in general? I guess because it's more, you know, the girl is more emotional. You have to deal with the feelings more. So I guess it's like a close relationship. With the boy, you go out there, throw the ball around, fuck with him a little bit, do some wrestling moves with him and shit like that. So just don't do that all the time. Like, I'll throw my kids in the water there. I didn't even think about this, but I'll say in a second. But ain't it kind of like when you have a girl, you feel like you have a little bit more of an emotional attachment. Like, I guess your protectiveness comes out more. Like if you let the boy big and strong, he can get it in, you know. You gotta protect the girl, bro. I guess, I mean, I don't know if that's like an everyday thing or maybe it's how I grew up and seeing it. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's a more emotional thing. I just feel like you gotta protect the baby girl. I guess definitely when you're a younger kid. I don't know. Maybe that's what it. Maybe because this is the last guy I knew I was gonna have before she was born. Don't need to get too far deep in that situation. Like you know, maybe it's because it's the baby girl. I'm guessing. I mean, I've seen it with moms before with their littlest kid. Like that's their kid. But I mean, I've seen it with mostly with women where they're more emotionally attached to the boy, whether it's the middle kid or the first kid. So I don't know if it's like moms feel like they should protect the boys from different things. Like I don't know. And maybe that's, and I've only seen mostly single mothers, so maybe they feel like, I need to get this girl strong, be strong like me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. That's why I didn't write a fucking fake ass science book or write some fucking books in 20 fucking language. Now this story caught my eye. And maybe this is a weird news story, which you'll have that Sunday or Monday. I gotta do a lot of work for that show. Pisses me off. Rascal got better this week. Thank God. I'm gonna say nothing else. This, well, I don't think I have any STLC. I don't think they play again until the 31st. Might get lucky this week on Hometown Rundown. But weird news is always hard. I want to, I want to get good stories. I don't even want to have the same effing story, Like the police ones are fun. Like stealing a package of fucking hamburger from the Dearborns. That was pretty funny. This guy faking the girl out of her stuff to get his waiter catered for free. Good shit, bro. I thought this was pretty funny. This is from I found this on and where I look for weird news and stuff. Facebook search is a pretty good place to, like, not mainly because it's all politics or Mark Zuckerberg crap, which is, seems like Facebook's doing something every week. They're having meetings, or Zuckerberg's graduating from fucking Harvard. Which, homie, what's up on the birthday, man? We need to celebrate, Zucky. I bet it like being called that. But anyways, found this on Facebook. And felt like to share it. This is from the Albuquerque Journal. A Houston area school district has disciplined several teachers after a student received a microwave named her most likely to become a terrorist. Pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. Certificates given to the 13-year-old girl and other students this week at the junior high school east of Houston were supposed to be lighthearted, but the Channelview Independent School District issued a statement apologizing for the insensitive and offensive fake awards. The girl's mother, Ina Hernandez, says she was upset by the certificate given to her daughter, particularly in the light of the recent deadly bombings at the pop concert in Manchester, England. I guess that's fair. Channelview spokesman Mark Kramer told KPRC-TV in Houston that the certificate was a poor attempt to poke fun. The district declined to disclose the punishment the teachers received. And they also gave out other ones like most likely to be homeless and stuff like that. That's pretty fucking. I mean, that would be. I guess you couldn't do that to middle schoolers. A little more sensitive, a little more young. That's pretty fucking funny, bro. Most likely to be a terrorist. The teachers had to be getting drunk or high up in the student lounge or at the bar, whatever. It's like, how can we fuck these kids up? Oh man, I can't even think about it. I mean, it's some of the funniest stuff I've read in a long time. I really can't believe what's said. Like, I don't know if I'd be too mad at that though. Like, could you? I guess because I'm white. I mean, I guess that helps. Does that help? You know that I'm not gonna go write up a bunch of terrorism. I guess. You never know. But like most likely to be homeless. My hair was a little, more matted down when I was in school, but no, my parents didn't give a fuck. I was like out there wearing fucking Walmart clothes and shit. That could have been a possibility for me. I don't know. I was a little more. I'm a sensitive person. I don't know if I would have got mad at it. I mean, it would have been true because, well, my retreat. But well, it's likely that's. I don't know what the other words were in Texas. I guess you don't think it's that bad because you're giving it. And Hernandez not being racist, not being sexist. You probably should give it to a dude. And you give it to a Mexican. I mean, there's not many Mexican terrorists. They're a drug cartel. Most likely to be a cartel. That would have been better. Would she be mad about that? Most likely to be a drug cartel? Probably. Of course, they compared it to the Manchester bombings and blah, blah, blah. Of course, they found something to use. That's fucking usual. And I'm not making a hard of it. But it'd be funny to me. I don't know. And it doesn't really say anything about the girl. But yeah, so I guess she just kind of brought home, like, man, what's this, you know? I don't know. I mean, I'd probably laugh at that if they handed it to my son. No, I just said something to my daughter. But I don't know. It's funny to me in general. All right, last story. There's something else today. Facebook's good sometimes. That NBA memes. They actually find some shit. Uh, they had a story about John Wall basically going against his teammates, saying basically he doesn't have no help, which is always fun to disband your teammate. But you know, they work out. Boston's a good team. I mean, they almost tied Cleveland at 2-2. They played good the last game to up to a certain point. No, not at all. You could tell that's a game where they kind of needed Isaiah. But this is a story that's kind of. Hey, I disagree. I want to talk about these things, and I've read a lot already, and I need, I'm gonna start going dyslexic here in a minute. But I'll read the story. As this Big Three league is continuing its build before kicking off the June 25th season, Ice Cube showed off he can knock down a 30-foot shot, which will be part of his Little League scoring and be equivalent to 4 points. He took it to his Twitter account and posted a video of him where he made it look easy to score from that distance. However, that wasn't the only thing out in his post, as he called out LeVar Ball, dad of Lonzo Ball, who's not going to work out for the Celtics, and issued a challenge to him. The rapper and actor wanted Ball to try out the 4-point shot, and if he makes it, Ice Cube will purchase 10 pair of ZOs. In the tweet, Ice Cube said, calling out LeVar Big Baller for the Big Three 4-point challenge. Make the 31st shot, and I'll cop 10 pairs of Big Baller brand. That's what Ice Cube said in this tweet. Although his challenge can be considered a marketing stunt and an act to get more attention to the Big Three League, it will still be fun to see LeVar Ball accept the offer, especially with all the headlines he's making for his Australia's claims and hyping of his sons. If he accepts the 4-point challenge and makes it, not only will he sell 10 more pairs of Big Baller brand kicks, he can also back some of his statements about his basketball skills. Now, the funny thing about this LeVar Ball and this situation in general is I don't know how many people it's not a guy to really follow unless you're like really into certain things and weirdness like me, like reading some of the stuff about like the Mike and Mike. So I mean, I wanted to read some stuff, and I it's like sports reading in general, like what's going on, but just about like just what's going on with ESPN and the layoffs and blah blah blah. Now LeVar Ball was on, I think, almost 10 podcasts and tweeted about on FS1 like 150 plus times. The Big Three is going to be on FS1, Fox Sports. So you don't think this was like some kind of marketing thing that put them together? No, you don't think like there's somewhere in there that FS1 or Fox Sports had something to do with this? But as many times as Coward has had him on, and he's been on the other shows. He's also been on First Take too. ESPN's tried it, but it seems like he's hitting up the FS1. Well, that's my thing on it. Is FS1 really trying to build this up? Like, you're not gonna fake me out on this one, bro. Like, you've been hyping the dude up. You've been having him on all your shows, podcasts, and all that. You're gonna tell me this wasn't some kind of marketing stunt, not only for the Big Three, but for Fox Sports. What do you think they're gonna show it? You think it's gonna be on Ice Cube's effing Twitter account? There's a Big Three's on that Fox Sports. But if it's not, if Ice Cube is having some fun with it, I mean, why not? Get your kid 10 more pairs of shoes sold. And prove that you could maybe beat Michael Jordan at a basketball game, I guess. If he can hit a bunch of 30-footers, I doubt Jordan could do that. You'll see Jordan. Jordan was more of a drive and score, pop and shot from 20 or so feet away. I mean, even the most famous shot that they show where he pushes off Byron Russell is not a three-pointer. So, I think this is kind of a marketing ploy for Ice Cube and FS1 in the long run. But I kind of want to see him do it. You know, you want to talk all that shit. You know, go out here and do it. Go out here and actually take someone off of an offer. And it's, you know, Ice Cube's a smart guy. He knows how to market movies, all that. He learned how to talk. He learned how to become a guy to sell himself to make all the movies. I mean, how many Fridays is this dude gonna make? How many Mike Epps movies is he gonna fucking make? But he's in the new Triple X after being a Triple X #2, I guess. So he's a smart guy. So why not? Now, two things on Bob Ross. Number one, to not have his kid work out for the best team in the East. And, well, let's stay on Fox Sports 1. You see when they had him on the Colin Cowherd show, and I don't know her name. The girl is with Cowherd. Now he's making sure it's saying stay in your lane because that's what he told her. And then she's running around saying, "Oh, like I'm getting death threats." Show me where the death threats are, because not. I'm gonna guess. Just my brain is not the most functioning thing. I'm gonna guess that from Twitter. Do you really believe that you're gonna get killed? No, I'm getting death threats. Girl, I've been a little bit, maybe too against women on the show lately. And I really don't want to hurt you. But bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna go on TV. I got some death threats on Twitter. Oh. I guarantee you, I could probably go through my brother's Twitter account. Who's that? Like this big famous person. He likes to say YouTube famous, which is kind of funny. But he gets in Twitter. He got in Twitter battle with Kylie Kelly. I wouldn't doubt if there was someone there that said, "I'm gonna kill Archie Sachs." I wouldn't doubt if it. I wouldn't doubt it's like every famous person has gotten death threats. They didn't go on fucking Fox Sports 1 and bitch about it. And of course, you know, he probably won't go on Cowherd again while she's on there. She'll probably get her own fucking show for it anyways, or you know, who knows. Right, so he'll just find somewhere else. He'll just go on Bayless' show. They need some ratings anyway, which it's. I got the little remarks about the 151 from Richard Dice, who just eats up Bayless. It's funny to see that shit too. Whenever Bayless will say something stupid about LeBron, and then he'll put on there, well, Skip Bayless's led Undisputed got 101,000 viewers, and in the same title shot, runner Paw Patrol got 989,000 viewers. And then he wrote something about him before he was, you know, Bayless puts on like Who's the King, and he put Paw Patrol and Bubba Guppies. I mean, Richard Dice. That's where I got the tweets from, the sports media thing. Funny fucking guy, obviously. And it's funny because I hate, you know, a lot of people who watch the first take. I mean, it's dumb still with Kellerman and Smith. But Skip Bayless is a dumbass. Like, I mean, they're both dumbasses. Both some guys that were on first take. Stephen A. Smith, they were looking through his stuff today. I don't know if it was on MLB. I think it was on NBA memes, but he's 0-6 on his last six finals picks. Funny stuff. I mean, but you know so much sports. But now he won't have his kid, LeVar Ball won't have his kid working out for the Celtics. That's supposedly because the Celtics aren't interested. He's going to work out for the 76ers, and which was reported. Now, Danny Ainge didn't go out there and say this other way, but he paid a little hint that he wasn't really interested. But even if it wasn't interested, if you have your kid go out there, you say you don't have to deal with the fucking dude. Get the contract signed, and then after that, you're done. You just have to deal with him. You're fine. The best team, you're not gonna let your kid go with. They got Isaiah Thomas as the point guard. He could be a shooting guard. I mean, who's a shooting guard? Avery Bradley, I guess. I mean, if your kid's so great, he's not better than Avery Bradley. You want him on the shitty ass Lakers? You think he's gonna make the Lakers that much better? I mean, they had a number one pick. D'Angelo was supposed to be this great guy. Does he really think he's gonna run the show with Magic Johnson and the crazy ass fucking Bus family? Now in Philadelphia, where he said he's gonna work out, that might be his best chance. I mean, I give that. That's a smart idea. Well, he might be able to run a show. I mean, you got Embiid and you got him. That's it. It's not like the big thing that the Lakers are. You think you're gonna run the show in Hollywood? Because I'm over there, fucking. They're suing each other and talking bad about you and firing each other. I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's stuff you like to see in sport. I mean, I like drama a little bit. Like I said about the Stanton and not Stanton. Well, Stanton getting hit, the Don Manley thing, and then the Bajoria and Oil thing. It's nice to see some drama in sports every now and then. But not to have your kid. I mean, I'm not saying he's down his kid or anything like that, but you're not gonna have him work out for the best team in the league. Like, it's the best team in the league. I mean, whether they made it to the finals or not, they said the most wins in the league. You give him a chance to go to the playoffs in his first year, to go up against LeBron. It's not going to be Isaiah and LeBron now. It's going to be, because you're a big mouth, you're going to be all over talking mad stuff. It's going to be Lonzo and LeBron. And then Kyrie and Isaiah and Love and whoever that Kelly Ortacek or whatever his name is. I mean, I understand that you might have a better chance of seeing his face more in LA, or he might become the key guy, the top-notch guy on that, LA guys, Embiid. But you don't think, it's like he wants all the, like you're not going to give, and maybe he's scared that, I mean, Boston's a harsh town. I mean, I guess. I don't understand. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm telling you right now that whether Danny Ainge said or not, I mean, Danny Ainge is just the GM. If the owners want this guy, they're going to get this guy. So for him to say he's not going to work out for the best team in the league, that doesn't make no sense. I'd be like the worst player saying, I'm not going to work out for who's ever got the 32nd pick. To Cleveland. I'm not going to work out for because I'm not going to play. That makes no sense. And who do they got? You could be another one. You start another dynasty with another team. And not even dynasty, but something that keeps up. The guy, this guy's got to slow down a little bit. Go hit the shot for Ice Cube. Get some more big, get on FS1 some more. Do your thing and blah, blah, blah. Get out there, but don't fuck your kid, man. You're gonna fuck all your kids. Plus, ain't gonna take none of them motherfuckers now. They're gonna be good for a few years. I mean, if they were this many wins this year, who says they're not gonna have the same amount? Then you add what you think your kid's gonna be. It's not a smart move. You're about as dumb as Stan fucking Kroenke is. Or I'm gonna go draft a quarterback with a losing record in college. No, just because he's from LA. A lot of sense, man. Alright, that's going to do it for Lori and Paul. R.I.P. for Jake, Manny, Zach, and Joe. This has been the Sports Blog, the Better STL Sports Network, live on Ustream.tv /channel/RBOSJR on GSTLSN.wix.com 1314 and only on the Greater STL Sports Network.